My reasoning is, I know people think because of the weekend they could listen to stuff and streams go up. The streaming people are like, oh, streams go up on the weekend, but I think it's a lot of passive listening at parties, or people get the time to go to the gym, so they're not really listening. And people on the weekends, they want to chill and just hang out, so they're not really listening. And to work on an album for so long and for it to be released at midnight just seems so disrespectful. Like, people are asleep on the East Coast for the most part. That's when you decide to release.
After 3 long years, the longest break Tyler, the creator, has ever taken, he's finally back. He just announced his new album, Chromakopia, dropping on October 28th. He's already teased us with one track, a killer visual, and what's believed to be the official artwork. There's so much to unpack here. What we know about the project, the sound he's aiming for, possible themes, and if Tyler's cooking up a new alter ego. Plus, that release date isn't random. It carries serious weight. Let's start with the title, Chromakopia. Fans are already going crazy with theories about its meaning. By definition, chroma is the purity of a color, showing how bold or intense it is, far from dull shades of gray or white. That alone screams vibrance and creativity. Now kopia? In Swedish, it means copy. Simple enough, right? But when you mix it with chroma, it hints at something deeper, maybe a colorful twist on repetition or reinvention. Also, fun fact, there's a character named Chroma the Great in Norton Juster's book, The Phantom Tollbooth. In it, Chroma conducts an orchestra that paints the world with colors every single day. Without Chroma and his instruments, the world would be drained of all color. His name literally means color, and he's described as thin, almost like a conductor's baton. That ties perfectly to Tyler's new album cover, where he's masked up, making a hand gesture that looks like he's conducting an orchestra. On the cover, it also reads, "All songs written, produced, and arranged by Tyler Uma." The same message from the Igor era. Fans are spotting clear parallels between Chromakopia and Igor, and these similarities are hard to ignore. One big connection? On the new cover, only Tyler's eyes are exposed through the mask. In contrast, Igor's persona wore sunglasses, hiding his eyes while showing the rest of his face. The Chromakopia artwork is dark, with a spotlight hitting his face, giving off a haunting vibe. He's rocking a new hairstyle too, parted in 2 sections, matching the 2 devil-like horns in the album's title font. This could hint at a darker sound or a theme of transformation, maybe even stepping from shadow into vibrant color. Back to the colors. Fans are craving that darker, almost sinister vibe from Tyler, something we haven't really heard since Goblin or Bastard. But Tyler keeps evolving, with every album bringing a fresh theme, a new alter ego, and a whole world built through music, visuals, and style. The new track, Saint Chroma, is believed to be the album's intro. Like always, Tyler ties each era to a different persona. Goblin had Ace with the ski mask, Wolf had Wolf Haley, Cherry Bomb had Turbomb, Flower Boy had Flower Boy, Igor had Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost had Tyler Baudelaire. Now, he's stepping into the role of Saint Chroma. The album drops October 28th, which also happens to be Frank Ocean's birthday. This has fans buzzing about a possible reunion between the two. There are whispers that Frank's vocals lightly appear on Saint Chroma, but it's not a full collab. Tyler mainly whispers and experiments with an ASMR-like vibe, making it feel more like an intro than a complete track. The date is special for another reason. It marks the first time Tyler's ever taken 3 years between albums, breaking his usual 2-year streak since Flower Boy in 2017, Igor in 2019, and Call Me If You Get Lost in 2021. Last year, Tyler dropped the estate sale, the deluxe version of Call Me If You Get Lost, so technically he gave fans something in 2023, but it's been 3 full years since a real album, and many thought he'd skip 2024 altogether. In true Tyler fashion, he's been trolling everyone. Just last week, he commented on Steve Lacy's Instagram saying, "I feel you, this stuff is annoying, especially when I never set out my mouth that an album was coming. Plus, I want to be an actress, LMAO." He also clapped back at a fan on Twitter, joking that while everyone's laughing, at least he gets to enjoy his own music in 2024, hinting nothing new was dropping this year. Also, every Tyler album so far has dropped in spring or summer. So choosing an October release, with the eerie vibe of Saint Chroma and the dark, almost sinister artwork, suggests this project is built for the fall and winter mood. A Reddit user, GrowJ12, even speculated the album's theme could lean heavily into anti-tradition, saying Tyler's always been against the norm but may take that to another level this time, especially considering the lyrics teased so far. Give a F about tradition. Stop respecting the dead. That's a bold line from St. Chroma, and it screams rebellion. The visuals back it up too, starting in a dark palette before bursting into color, symbolizing the destruction of the norm. Tyler's even breaking the industry's 2-year cycle and dropping this album on a Monday, a total curveball. Normally, music drops on Fridays, but he's flipping that rule on its head. This choice alone signals that Chromakopia might be his most experimental project yet, shattering musical and industry traditions. The Monday release has a deeper nod too. Back in the day, before streaming, albums came out on Tuesdays. You had to physically buy CDs or download from iTunes. Fridays only became the standard in recent years. Tyler's move feels like a mix of nostalgia and defiance, connecting to an era when music releases were less about industry formulas and more about moments. As someone who grew up during that CD era, waiting all week just to grab an album was torture, but it made the drop feel special. Tyler's timing makes this release feel like an event, not just another album on a playlist. Stats actually show that music streams drop on weekends, peaking more during weekdays. So it's wild that the industry still sticks to Friday releases instead of going back to the old Tuesday drop schedule. Tyler even said in an interview with NWI that he misses those earlier release days. His reasoning? On weekends, people are too distracted, partying, hitting the gym, or just vibing, so music becomes background noise. But during the week, when you're stuck in routine, driving to work, coming home, looking for something to break the monotony, you're in the perfect headspace to really dive into an album. He believes weekday drops let listeners truly soak in the music instead of rushing through it. Even Brian Zasuk, co-founder of Audiomack, agrees. He's been saying for years that dropping music at midnight on Friday doesn't fit how people actually listen. He argues releasing earlier in the week, especially during daytime, sparks more engagement and conversation because everyone's in the same weekday flow. Tyler's Monday drop might just prove them right. Before Tyler even dropped the news, EarthGang announced their new album would release on a Tuesday, just one day after Tyler's. They explained, "We wanted to drop our album on a Tuesday so people can actually live with it through the week, drive to work, go to school, clean with it, without it getting lost in the weekend." Honestly, that makes sense. As I get older, I see the appeal of weekday drops. There's something nostalgic about it. Tyler himself tweeted last year, "I would love if albums released on Tuesday mornings again," showing he's been pushing for this shift. Big artists are already playing with release strategies. J. Cole, Kendrick, and others have even dropped songs directly on Instagram instead of streaming platforms. Now Tyler's shaking it up by releasing on a Monday, clearly not stressing about full tracking weeks or Billboard numbers. This is a huge change from years ago when he was publicly beefing with DJ Khaled over who had the real #1 album. Tyler's clearly moved past chasing charts. He's focused on creating an experience. And that's what makes his rollouts legendary. There's always something unique that gets everyone talking. Every Tyler era comes with a fresh alter ego, a new character, and a whole different vibe. But what makes his rollout special is the no-nonsense approach. There's no endless press tour, no dozens of singles flooding the charts beforehand. Just pure focus on the music. Take Igor in 2019. He teased it on May 1st, announced it on May 6th, and dropped it just 10 days later on May 17th. With Call Me If You Get Lost, the rollout started June 14th, and the album hit on June 25th. No filler, no gimmicks, just straight heat. With Chromakopia, he's doing the same. Announcing it only 10 days before release keeps the hype alive without dragging it out. It's the perfect mix. Not a surprise drop like Beyoncé or Drake used to pull, but not a drawn-out rollout either. He's giving just enough. One teaser track, a glimpse of the visuals, and the mystery around this new era. Fans have something to hold on to, but they're still left counting down the days, waiting to see what he's about to unleash. Now let's get into the music and visuals. Tyler dropped St. Chroma, and it's nothing like what we heard on Call Me If You Get Lost or Igor. The production is dark, almost haunting, with Tyler whispering in this ASMR style through the track. Then, out of nowhere, Frank Ocean and Daniel Caesar slide in with vocals that take the record to another level. The second half flips, with Tyler delivering braggadocious whispers like, "Top 10 big deal, how the F I do that? What the fi look like? Get him out the way. 15 cash for that new Ford. I had goop since 19. I popped out like Cha-Ching. I'm a fiend. Really buyin'. I'm the hottest. Give a F about no bark, I'm chasing dogs." He also raps about believing in his craft, quoting, P said, "I could do it too, and boy did I believe him. I built a path to freedom. Give a F about tradition. Stop impressing the dead. I'm gonna make it out. Mama, I'm gonna make it out. I ain't never had the doubt. And if I ever told you that I did, I'm effing lying. Can you feel the light?" The visuals match the message. Tyler, masked up, snaps his fingers, and the screen bursts from dark, almost black and white, into full, vibrant color. In the Saint Chroma visual, different masked figures walk into a shipping container. Every time Tyler snaps his fingers, the container glows green and explodes with the words Chromakopia across it. Fans are convinced these masked figures represent the features we'll hear on the album. On Reddit, people are guessing names like Daniel Caesar, Frank Ocean, Kanye West, Steve Lacy, 21 Savage, Kendrick Lamar, Aminé, Brent Faiyaz, Jaden Smith, and Pharrell Williams. But the video's hairstylist confirmed the models weren't artists, so the features remain a mystery. As for dream collabs, a lot of fans are hoping for another full record with Lil Wayne. Tyler's always hinted at Wayne's presence on his albums, usually giving him a quick verse or an interlude. They already created magic with Smuckers on Cherry Bomb, which also featured Kanye, an absolute classic. Personally, a track with Andre 3000 would be legendary. Their styles would mesh perfectly, and even Andre has mentioned wanting to work with Tyler in the past. If that happens, it could be one of the most exciting collaborations we've seen in years. Who knows? Maybe Andre 3000 will at least show up playing his flute on the album. That alone would be iconic. The Dissect podcast broke down the album title and visuals, giving more insight into the theme. They explained, chroma equals color and copia equals abundance. In the video, the explosion shifts everything from dull to vibrant, symbolizing a powerful transformation. They also noted a deeper layer. Chroma can refer to how much white or black is mixed into a color, which ties into the racial undertones seen in the visuals. Plus, the use of green is no accident. Chroma key, the tech term for green screen, blends layers of images or videos, possibly reflecting how this album layers themes, sounds, and identities. The green container, the green hand, and the green end card all hint at this symbolism. Adding to the hype, Schoolboy Q reacted to Tyler's announcement, saying the album is really, really good, and shouted out the release date, October 28th. He also tweeted, "All my friends dropping music and it makes me happy. 2 more to go." Those 2 more could be other big names dropping soon, especially with Ab-Soul also teasing a new album and West Coast artists making a huge comeback in 2024. With Vince Staples dropping, Tyler and Ab-Soul lined up, it looks like a West Coast takeover. The 2 unnamed artists Schoolboy Q hinted at are likely Kendrick Lamar and J-Rock, both still holding back their releases. Recently, Kendrick's former labelmate Satzi reposted a tweet from Devin Malik saying, "Moodka's new K-Dot album's on the way." Add that to the fact Kendrick's about to hit the Super Bowl stage and had one of his biggest commercial years ever. Yeah, something's definitely brewing. Multiple artists have teased it, and now Schoolboy Q's comments fuel the fire even more. With Halloween right around the corner, fans are asking, is this the return of the boogeyman? It's the perfect storm for a dramatic comeback. One thing's for sure, Tyler's Chromakopia is about to steal the spotlight first. The excitement is unreal, and with the album just days away, the anticipation is at an all-time high. Who do you want featured on this project? And what sounds do you think Tyler's about to unleash this time? It's a crazy exciting moment for hip-hop. So many legends are coming back with new heat. A$AP Rocky is expected to drop soon. J. Cole has something in the works. Kendrick Lamar is teasing a return. And Kanye West has been grinding non-stop on his next project. Ab-Soul is coming strong, and TDE has been dominating with releases from Schoolboy Q and Ducci. Even Freddie Gibbs just announced a new album. 2024 is stacked, so who are you most hyped to hear from? And what do you expect from Tyler, the creator's Chromakopia? This album already feels like it's shaping up to be something special. There are so many hidden gems in the visuals and lyrics. Shout out to the breakdown channels that catch all the tiny details fans might miss. Stay locked in because the rollout's only just getting started, and Tyler's about to shake things up in a way only he can.